Good evening, and welcome to my last physical Lego stream of the year, though I might still put in one more computer Lego stream depending on if I have time next week. But this is absolutely my last Lego set for 2023. I thought the previous one I did was, but I found a damaged box special on eBay, and as you know, I don't really care about the Lego boxes, it's the contents that matter to me. So, but because some collectors do care about the boxes, you can often find good deals on Lego if the box on eBay if the box is damaged. So let me show you what I got. I found here Speed Champions. This is the James Bond Aston Martin DB5. Now the thing with Speed Champions is I've never really been into cars before, but I was watching YouTube one day doing one of my random YouTube crawls, and my recommended videos. There was a guy who was ranking, I think like the 30 cars and Speed Champions over the last few years, and he was doing a tier list ranking of the cars. And I watched that video, and several of the cars looked really cool, and I decided I did want to start a small Speed Champions collection. So I figured for my first Speed Champions car, let's go to eBay and type in Lego Speed Champion sealed, sort by low price. And after scanning past the polybag micro versions of the cars, um, this was the first box set I found that had a best offer on it, and the description said damaged box, and they were offering it at 18 including shipping, but I did a best offer and got it down to 13 including shipping. These cards retail for $25 each, so getting it half price, like I said, damaged box special, you can often find some good deals on eBay when you look for Lego damaged box. Now that's not going to work for older sets that have been retired, because older sets that have been retired, a lot of them inflate, and box condition doesn't really matter so much for those. And I see my brother has joined us. Hi Q, how are you? I'm talking too much, aren't I? I should get right into the build, right? I have Screenfinity going. Oh, right. I forgot this. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to switch back. Better? All right. So as always with the physical builds, I put the PDF of the instruction sheet up in my corner. Um, here's the instruction book for the Aston Martin DB5. Now a little bit about this car. Speed Champions is mostly a line of race cars, and they're officially licensed by the car companies that produce the cars. And there's a couple of Speed Champions sets that actually represent cars from movies. There's one or two cars from Fast and the Furious. I think there's a couple other movie cars in there. This is the James Bond Aston Martin DB5, and it's interesting that this one came up as the cheapest box set at this week, because it's a nice break from the race car drivers that all the other cars have. This is we get a international secret spy instead, so that's pretty cool. And I'm not technically in the James Bond fandom. My only connection to James Bond is when I was younger. When I was a kid, we had an N64 back when the game GoldenEye 007 was at the height of its popularity. And I was semi decent at it. Not great, but okay. And that's a game that I do want to get running in the emulator. That might be a project for 2024, along with some other old classic Nintendo games. I dabbled with the emulator before, but I kind of dropped the ball on that. So I'm definitely talking too much now. Let's get into the build. So here's the cover of the build. And as you can see, it's going to have 2 numbered bags. The first numbered bag is the chassis, and the second numbered bag finishes the car. So let's go ahead and open it up, and just a quick closer view at the box and the damage that got me it on discount. And I'm actually planning next year, in some point in 2024, I'm going to have a special Lego Star Wars marathon-ish. There's a couple cheaper end Lego Star Wars sets that I'm looking at that I want to get, and then kind of do like an evening of Star Wars Lego. There's some Jedi in there. There's some Sith in there. There's Troopers. I think it's got Clone Wars era representation, as well as movie era representation. The list of sets I want to do for that stream. But yeah, I definitely need to start getting my Lego Star Wars collection going. I mean, I have a couple things. I have the mechs, I have the Christmas set, and I have the mini X-Wing fighter. So I've got a few things in Star Wars already, but I need more Lego Star Wars. But for today, Speed Champions. We need bag 1. Bag 2 we're going to set aside for later. Here's the paper instruction book, which we're not going to be using because I keep the PDF on my screen. We'll toss the box aside. One last look at it. As damaged as the box was before, it's even more damaged now. Oh, can't forget the sticker sheet. One thing that the Speed Champions line is notorious for is lots and lots of stickers. And Lego fans pretty much universally dislike stickers. But there's so many detailed parts of these cars that Lego doesn't have the budget to do prints for everything, apparently. So let's get out all the pieces for bag 1 and get started with our build. And a piece just yeeted onto the floor. Okay, give me a moment to find the piece that fell. I think that's the only piece that went over. Alright, we gotta keep opening these other smaller bags that were inside of bag 1. Now, you're not going to see any huge Lego sets on the stream on account of the fact that this table space is all I've got for working on stream. If I get any huge Lego sets for my collection, I'll have to work on them at the big table, and I cannot, and this camera is not set up in a way I can point it at the big table. So you won't be seeing any large scale sets on this channel for the foreseeable future. I probably won't be getting many large-scale sets either. Most of the sets on my wish list I've kept to small sets. So here's the contents of bag 1. Let's go ahead and actually start the build now. Alright, so it looks like we start with building James Bond himself. I'm going to try and keep this on camera as much as possible. Yeah, most of the Speed Champions drivers are race car drivers with helmets, but he's actually got hair. So let's see if we can find his hair piece. got his hair on, and the picture shows him holding a wrench, which is a cool twist. This is probably a gadget wrench, since he's a spy. I would assume this is a gadget wrench, not a normal one, or at least a representation. At least it's not a gun. I say that because James Bond is usually portrayed with a gun. So this is a nice change of pace, and his legs weren't on all the way. So here's the James Bond minifigure. Um, and we'll go ahead and seat him in the corner so he can watch the build. I have found that in my previous Lego streams that that minifigures stand on this table better if they're sitting than when they're standing. Sometimes I bump it. All right, let's proceed with the build. We're starting with this piece. Oh, there's a piece floating inside. This big piece. I have never seen this piece before, but I've heard that several of the cars start with this piece. It's a nice space chassis piece. I'm cutting off the corner of the table. Let me adjust my instructions real quick. All right, that's better. So now we're actually going to go in and start putting pieces on. And this car has just under 300 pieces in it. And I forgot to pull out my brick separator again, but I don't think we'll need it. Of course, I said that before my last build, and there were twice during that build where I could have used it. I'm just going to keep picking up pieces from my pile and add them as the instructions say. Now, because this chassis piece is black, it's going to be hard to see the details of what I'm doing. It's hard to keep black on camera. I mean, I don't have the best lighting out here. But once we get to the outside of the car, we're going to start to see more gray, and then it'll be easier to follow what I'm doing. Okay. Okay. Then this piece goes here. One by ones can be difficult to place. And then we have a little black tile piece. Oh, slopes. So basically what it looks like, we're starting off by shaping the interior. Okay, so, all right, so now it says to put that aside, and we start another little sub build here. Okay, and then I need some of these pins like this. The axle pins, I think is what they're called. Hold on 1 second. I want to make sure this is set up correctly. All right. we're going to keep building. Not sure what section exactly we're building, but I guess we'll find out when we put it on the car in a few minutes. Oh. My standard disclaimer with Legos applies. I apologize if not everything is on screen, and I won't always be able to give you a good view, especially with the tiny pieces. My fingers are just too fat for a perfect building view. But I'll keep as much on camera as I can. At the very least, you'll see pieces gradually getting added to the build. Okay, and then these corner plates go on like this. Alright, so this whole section, let's make sure I line things up correctly. We'll go onto here like this. I'm not sure yet if that's the front or the back, but we'll find out soon enough. Alright, and then we get these little tiles that have to go in. And we get a little brown plate in between those tiles, like this. And now we need to we have looks like these little 1x1 black bricks here. I need to find another one of those in my parts pile. And we have some little 1x1 brackets as well. And that's actually the first piece of the exterior color in this model. So this gray might represent the first little bit of our exterior. Maybe not. It's a bracket, so it's probably just an internal link. But it's the first piece we're putting on the model that is in the main color of the exterior. So or did I confuse my grays again? Actually, looks like the exterior is Oh. Oh. Okay, find this 4x4 plate. Now I have to start adding pieces to this plate. All right, we're about 20 minutes in, and so far we have an unrecognizable pile of parts. But these things take time, so I'm not. Well, it should start to look like at least part of a car soon. And then we need 2 more of these pins. I'm guessing these axle pins are where the wheels are going to plug in at the end of the build. I should have one more piece like that in this pile somewhere. Oh, there's some shiny pieces in this pile. That's going to be fun. I mean that semi-sarcastically because sometimes those have a tendency to fingerprint easily, depending on the shade. Okay, I am not seeing the other axle piece. Is it one of the pieces? Is it one of the pieces that may have fallen when I dropped pieces when opening the bag? I will check the floor real quick. Yeah, I did drop the piece. Recovery is complete. Let's get back to building. Where was I? That goes on like that. And that will go on to this end of the car. I'm still not quite sure which end is front and which end is back, but we will find out shortly. Let's keep going. No, I don't think that's supposed to be the shiny one yet. The instructions are very unclear because I have a this 1x1 quarter round tile. I have it in both gray and in the shiny color. And the gray and the shiny color look similar in the instructions. But I think here it's meant to just be the regular gray one. We're supposed to have a sticker on this piece, it looks like. I cringe a bit whenever I have to do stickers, but there's the sticker sheet again. Looks like there's a lot of stickers on this one, but most of Speed Champions has a lot of stickers. Okay, that came out pretty clean. Probably one of my cleanest sticker applications so far yet. Lego stickers and I don't really get along well. It looks like this is supposed to go on like this. So you can see these studs along the side here, and this goes on like this on this side. And I would assume we make a a piece that mirrors that for the other side. And it looks like that's a safe and correct assumption because here it is. Usually when you build something symmetric like a car or an animal, if you build something and it goes on the side on one side, you can easily assume that you'll be doing the same thing in a mirror format for the other side. Otherwise it loses its symmetry. Now I have to find another one of the non-shiny 1x1 round tiles. Yep. That's the one I want. So it's time for another sticker. We're looking for sticker number 6. I don't know why they print the stickers out of order on the sticker sheet, so that you'll, it would make more sense to me if the stickers on the sheet were numbered in this order they appear in the instructions, but they have you jumping around in number on the stickers. Never understood why, but that's what they do. And so we will now attach this little section to the other side of the chassis like that. And we've got the bottom of our car, though I'm still not quite sure which way is forward. Now, let's keep adding pieces. There's a Lego set I'm hoping to get for the Chinese New Year. Lego does a series of Chinese-inspired sets. They release one each year for Lunar New Year. It's kind of like what they do at Christmas with the Winter Village, but there's a set that I'm thinking about getting for stream for Chinese New Year. I think it's got something like crazy, like 14 minifigures in it. I think it'll be a fun build. Okay, what's going on here? And then we have some clip plates that go on the inside like that. Where's the other one? There's supposed to be two of those. Excuse me a minute. All right. I hope they heard me. Okay. Let's keep going. There's the other one. So we'll attach this little clip like that. Don't know what the clips are for, but we will find out soon enough. All right. Looks like we're starting with some detailing and shaping. We need these slopes. And these are going to go on these plates in the front, or, well, I don't know if it's the front or the back yet. I need one more of those slopey pieces. Can you imagine how hard this would be if it was like old school Lego back in the early 2000s before they started the numbered bags, and I had to dump out all 300 pieces, and we would have bag one, the equivalent of bag one mixed in with the equivalent of bag two, and yeah, I'm having a struggle just finding the pieces I need in this mess. Can you imagine how much more so it would be under those conditions? All right. Found it. And then this piece goes on this. And then this brick goes up here like this. And then some more brackets facing inwards. Okay. And we've got wheel arches going over the axle pins. So that's definitely where the wheels are going to go. So, and now we got to work on this section. Let's see, can I bring him into camera a little more? No, but I can turn him to face the camera. What do you think? Should he watch the camera or should he watch the build? Or should I kind of half turn him? All right, meanwhile, let's start working on this section now. Oh, these pieces are cool. In black, these are the pieces that they put in every collectible minifigure series blind bag as the figure stand. But they're black in the CMF. Okay, there's a lot going on in this step. Let's see if I can make sense of this. And then some more of these corner plates. Gotta love a midnight Lego session. We started a little before midnight, but since I don't leave a Lego set unfinished on stream, it means we're gonna press through and not go to bed till we finish this. You'll see a complete car before I click stop streaming. Where's the other bracket that I need? There it is. Okay, I need 2 hands for this bit here. We have some more bracket work going on. You know what that means, though? It means that pretty soon we'll be working with a lot of snot technique in this model. Snot is the Lego slang term for studs not on top. Basically, builds that involve a lot of clips and brackets, hinges, and the like. So yeah, we got that page together pretty well. And then this section, so it looks like this is going to be part of the bumper section. And this goes... Are we supposed to have brackets pointing in? I guess we are. Okay. Let's keep going. All right, how does this line up? Like that. And then we need another one over here like this. And then we need to put in these 2 pieces. And then we just keep adding pieces and layers until it looks like a car. Okay, one by ones. That one by one came up with a piece of hair. I don't want a piece of hair permanently embedded into my model, so I had to carefully slide it out. Because if you put two Lego pieces together and there's a hair caught between the grip point, that hair is not coming out and becomes a permanent part of your model. And then we have these brown, they look like pots. I'm not sure what they're meant to be, but let's get them onto the model. It says we're supposed to stick the bar bit straight back or straight forward, depending on which end of the car we're working on. I dropped it. It just slipped out of my fingers. Okay, we got the piece. Let's put it on and keep going. Wow, that one almost yeeted off the table, but I managed to stop it. I hope the fact that we just had two Butterfingers pieces in a row doesn't mean that I've reached that point and we'll be having Butterfingers all night. So now it looks like we're gonna close off part of the back here. Oh, I see why they use that bracket piece, even though that bracket stud won't be used for anything. It's so that it's for sculpting basically, so there isn't a gap. That's clever, actually. I like clever design bits like that. Yeah, I can see there'd be a big ugly gap if they'd gone with the standard piece there. So I do appreciate that thought from the designer. But it looks like that's the beginning of some shaping. And then we have this long tile here to go over this bit. And then we have 2x6 tiles. They're actually kind of rare to see tiles that big. It looks like we're going to have 2 stickers on this one. Oh, this is going to be one of the license plates, it looks like. Are they supposed to be the silver tiles or gray tiles? Yeah, I'm not seeing any shine just yet, so I think I'm supposed to stick with the gray tiles for this bit. But is there another matching tile in my parts? Oh. There is one shiny tile in this section, though. So then I'm supposed to put this round plate here. And then the shiny 1x3 tile. And pop over that like that. And then I get to work with stickers. All right, so there's this little tile here that goes on this bit on the side. Wow, that wasn't clean at all. But it's not pressed down all the way, so I still have the option to adjust it until it's pressed down all the way. Then it's there permanently. Sorry if my fat fingers are in the way. This is a really tiny sticker, and I mean tiny. This is a piece that would have been better served by a print, I think. But whatever. It's not perfectly straight, but I've already pressed it down. Oh well, let's keep going. And then a license plate. And you can see on the sticker sheet, close up, there's 4 different options for license plates here. I think they represent the different plates he had in the different movies. But I'm actually going to go, so I have BMT 216A, BMT 214A, 4711 EA62, or LU 6789. And I'm actually going to go with LU 6789 for the license plate on my model, because that I think is the coolest. That's the most aesthetically pleasing of the number choices here. It's mostly straight. And then this section will plug on to the back like this. See the studs we have on the... I'm pretty sure this is going to be the back of the car now that we see some depth to it. Because if you remember from the first page of the manual where it said what each bag was, it showed that we were building the back first. And here's another sticker. So this piece connects on like this. And we have here another sticker. Oh, there's also A426900. That's another license plate option. I missed that. So this car is going to have interchangeable license plate. Now I'm thinking about it. That's an aesthetically pleasing number as well. 4269. I can't remember what that number offhand reminds me of, but it reminds me of something anyway. So it says we want sticker number 9. There it is. So this sticker will peel off, and we will put this sticker onto the slope like this. And that looks like it's the Aston Martin logo. And there it is. There's that sticker piece. And we're ready to attach that to our car. And our car is starting to feel like it has a bit of weight to it, which is good. That means that once we finish the car with so many more pieces, it'll feel really substantial. And then we do some more shaping bits here for the side of the car. These will go on to... Now, if we want to put these... Oh, I see how we go. Oh, so that's what the bars are for. So you see those bar elements? We're going to push them into the holes on the bottom of this, like this. I had heard that Speed Champions uses some non-traditional build techniques, much like architecture does, and I'm enjoying what I'm seeing so far in terms of fun of the build. I'm definitely going to get some more of these little cars. Because what I'm discovering, these cars are a nice build experience, and they're also pretty compact and don't take up much space. So we'll push this one onto the bars as well. Unless, of course, the bars aren't perfectly straight. Because when they're not straight, they won't receive the piece. Let's try that again. There it goes. So the back of the car is starting to get some shaping now. Still have a long way to go. Oh, here we do have some printed tiles going on. You can see here, and I'll show you in a moment, the lights. The lights are printed tile, not stickers. So at least there's that going for us. And they'll go on these little brackets on the back like this. And then build one more light piece like that. Where's my other plate? It says I'm supposed to stack 2 of the plates before putting the tile on. So where's the other one? Oh no, did I drop another piece? Excuse me a moment. That piece doesn't appear to be in my parts pile. Hold on. What I'm doing is I'm feeling the bottom of the bag to make sure it didn't get caught up inside. Because the piece I'm looking for is almost certainly not in my parts pile right now. Nothing to worry about because this happens at least once per build. Let me check the floor. Now this is a piece that's colored the same as the floor. So if it fell, it'll be hard to see. Give me a minute. There was a Lego piece on the floor, but it's not the one I'm looking for right now. Maybe let's shed some light on the parts pile. Maybe it went under a piece. Okay. We appear to be missing a piece. It's not a huge deal yet, because it may turn up later. So I'm going to go ahead and build this light. And it's not going to be built all the way up. And I'll stick it on And if the other piece I'm looking for turns up, we will bring it back out to the correct depth later. But I can't waste too much more time just searching for a piece that may or may not be there. So as you can tell, the light units are not currently even, but you can mitigate that depending on what angle you display this at. And it's the back of the car, so it's not as huge a deal since it won't quite be as obvious from the front. So we got to keep moving. We can't stop too long. So we just got to keep going with what we've got. And that's not a crippler in terms of missing pieces. Now, some missing pieces are cripplers, but that wasn't that. So there's no reason not to move on. And then we have this. Oh, that's why we have brackets pointing inside. So we can put this curved piece on to make the back of the seat. Clever. So as you can see, he's got a nice seat to sit in. At least I think that's supposed to be the seat. And now we're working with some more bracketing to make some more of the interior detail. So these will plug in like this. And then I have to do one on the other side. Like that. And so that gives us some more shaping for the interior. And now we go to the bottom of the model. And it looks like we need to start putting in some shaping on the bottom of the car. I hope I'm doing this correctly, because it's not totally clear from the instructions. Oh, and these are shiny pieces again. Shiny half plate, half tile things like this. So that's what we just added to the bottom of the car, is these bits right here. And even though it's limited light, you can see how they shine a little bit. While we're down here, we need to... Now we're working with some more of the shiny bits as well. I'm enjoying this build. There will definitely be more Speed Champions on this channel in the future. At only $20 a set, if I can find any more damage box specials, we'll be able to do a few of these cards next year, probably. Most of the other cards have a nondescript generic drivers. It's cool that this series, oh, you know what we're building? We're filling in the bumper. That's what we're doing. We're shaping the rear bumper right now. It's cool that this series' attention to detail even includes the bottoms of the cars. Because a lot of Lego doesn't really concern too much with how the bottom looks. Some of the bigger sets in Lego Star Wars detail the bottoms as well as the tops, but bottom detailing is generally the exception rather than the rule when it comes to Lego. So it's a cool attention to detail for this series. And then these are supposed to attach on like this. And while we're looking at the bottom of the car, we're supposed to put these in, I think, to anchor in everything that we've just done. All right, we're still going on the bottom here, so. And now we're making little hooks for the bottom of the car. I'm not sure what they're for, but I guess we'll find out soon. And we're almost out of bag 1 pieces, so we'll be moving on to bag 2 pretty soon. All right, that's on. Okay, interesting here. I was wondering what these bullhorn pieces were for, but it looks like they're for some detail and shaping. And that's what those clips are for we just put on, like this. And we'll put one on the other side like this, because cars like to be symmetrical. And then we flip back to the top of the car. What are we doing here? Looks like we're going to start filling in some detail up here now. Yeah, that one missing piece is definitely missing. So, I guess that's something I'll have to address after stream. Anyway, let's keep going. So that's where the steering wheel goes. So he's driving on what we Americans consider to be the wrong side of the car, but apparently it's pretty standard in Europe. So, and James Bond does most of his missions. Well, he works out of England, or excuse me, the United Kingdom. So the steering wheel placement makes sense here. Should I make a custom and move it to our side of the car? It's James Bond. It can stay where it is. Bag 2. Let's push these bits aside. That missing piece is not with them, so let's just keep going. Oh, you know what I think happened here? Because there's a piece that's the same piece, but the wrong color. Let me go back through the instructions real quick. Did I put a piece in incorrectly? I'm just going to scan these instructions real quick. that I did in the correct color. Don't mind me, I'm just going back to make sure I didn't put in the incorrect piece. Because the missing piece is the same piece but a different color as another piece we had used previously. That's where we messed it up. And that, I think, is still salvageable. Yes, I put in a gray where I should have put in a black. I have just enough nail, I should be able to pop it out. We're doing a little bit of surgery to make sure our car is accurate. We're about an hour into stream, and once we finish this little bit of surgery, we're going to start bag 2. So I think we're making good time. We fixed it, guys. We solved the problem. Let's just finish car surgery real quick, and we will be on our way. That was an easy fix once we discovered the problem. But as a general rule, pay attention when you're going through Lego instructions. Because if you mess up a piece color like you did that, and some of the colors are difficult to tell the difference in the instructions, depending on the quality of the PDF scan as well. So be careful, because it's not always an easy fix like that. Sometimes it can be a lot more problematic to do a fix like that. Let's go ahead and get our bag 2 open. Bag 2, it looks like, has some bigger pieces in it. So halfway through the build, here is what our car looks like so far. You can see we have an almost fully realized back end here. And then we have the interior is coming together nicely, although my lighting's poor, so the camera's not picking that up too well. But the interior is shaping up nicely. You can see we're already starting with some fingerprints on the nice black, unfortunately. I'll wipe them up with a cloth before I put this on display, I guess. And then you can see the front end of the car. It doesn't look like anything yet. But that's what bag 2 is for. Bag 2 is to make this chassis look like a full car. Careful now. We don't want to yeet any pieces off the table. And this is the bag that has all the wheel bits in it. So that is a very real possibility if we're not careful. I'm lying all the wheels and tires flat against the table so that they can't roll. We have a few more little chrome bits in this smaller bag as well. Okay, I think that's everything. But again, here's another tip. Do not throw out the numbered bags until you finish building the whole set. Not just the section, but the whole set. Because sometimes pieces like to get stuck in the corners, no matter how careful you are. It's happened to me a few times. Hey, look at Q with his extensive car knowledge going on there. So yeah, I'm not very knowledgeable about cars, but he watches car YouTubes all the time. Okay, so now we're working with 1x5s. 1x5 is not a piece that existed when I was growing up with Lego. It's a relatively recent innovation in Lego. All right, we need some more of these corner plates. And then we need one tile. So interesting that this section isn't going to be symmetric, but we need to find that 1x1 black tile. That's a 1x2. There it is. And then we need... I still think it's cool how they can do officially licensed cars in pretty accurate shaping at a low price point. That's something I've always liked about the Speed Champions line. All right, so this section is going to go into here. How? Oh, that's why it's not symmetric, because it's actually part of the side of the car. So it goes on like this. All right, so we're starting to shape the sides of the car now. And then I assume we're building another one of those. Yep. So Q has been into Lego pretty much as long as I have. However, he doesn't have a Lego collection at this time. All right, let's find those little side brackets. And looks like these side brackets are doing the same thing that those others did, where they just hide into the wheel arch so that there's no ugly gaps in the side of the car. So now let's keep going. Okay. Now that's specifically, we're not going to make the mistake with colors again. There it is. We're looking for this piece. There it is. Okay, so this is, looks like we're building seats now, front seats. Okay, so the section in the back, I guess, it's just meant to be a little holding area. And then this will clip onto this clip like this. So yeah, seats, that's what we're doing right now. Let me see. It looks like this seat is going to be slightly different, which explains why they didn't just have us do that 2 times. It looks like this seat has a couple of extra pieces involved. So there's a gray clip plate one by one. And then a little black clip plate thing going on. And then we put on another one of those slopes. And then we're supposed to add a little round piece, if I can find it in this parts pile. And then we're supposed to add one of the little pan pieces in black this time. Secret lever, I guess, and that will clip onto the other chair like this. And now you have room in the car to seat 2 people. And you got a little control lever in the side here. Not sure what it's for, but I guess we'll find out later. Sticker time. Okay. And it looks like this sticker is going to go onto a 1x1 surface. That's about as tricky as stickers can get. Because you can't make Lego pieces that are smaller than a 1x1 surface. One by ones come in many varieties, but they're the smallest pieces Lego has. And wow, that's poor sticker placement. But it's an interior detail, so it won't even be noticeable in the display anyway. So that goes in the middle of the car like that. And sorry, my finger was in the way, but that's what we just put on. I know it's hard to see the interior with its black detailing and my low light. Alright, so it looks like what we're going to do now is we're going to continue building up this interior. And we're going to start to shape up the front and the sides now. Some more of these bits with the bars. We're making good time on this build. It's 1:45 in the morning, but I don't care. We're having too much fun. Alright, Alright, so we're building another layer of the console now, it looks like. That piece hadn't been lined up correctly. Good to fix it now than later when it would be a problem to get to. And then we have a little panel piece going on here. Okay, so I'm guessing that's the beginnings of the engine block we're shaping up now. Interesting, I seem to be getting more fingerprints noticeable on the black sections than on the chrome sections. Sorry, am I off camera again? I'm sorry. I've got about 30 pages of instructions left. We're moving through quite quickly, though. So it looks like what we're doing is we're closing off the inside from the engine section. All right. Let's put on our wheel arches. And that whole section's not secure yet. You can see how the wheel arches for the front are hanging off into nothingness because we haven't started shaping that very front yet. Okay, more stickers. What are we doing here? So these are going to be the non-functional door handles. Now I've looked at the instructions in preparation for this. The way they handle accessing the interior to put the driver in is you actually lift off the top of the car. The actual doors themselves, which we're putting on now, are non-functional. And now this other. Now we're going to build this other slope piece. Did I say build? It's already a complete piece. I meant to say sticker. That will go on this side. And the sticker is just a little bit of door detailing, as you can see there. Let's keep going. And we do another round of slopes with stickers. Now with bigger stickers, it's easier to line them up properly before they get pressed in all the way. But once you press in a sticker, that's it. If you try to remove that sticker, it'll forever have that bent or frayed sticker look. That'll mess up the way your model looks. That's why I like bigger stickers better than smaller stickers. Because with bigger stickers, if you can tell it's not going right, you've got time to adjust it before it becomes permanent. So now we'll put that on there. Like that. And you can see the siding detail continues with the other sticker. And the siding continues with some more slope bits like this. And then one for the other side. And now we have to build a section, so let's set this aside out of the way. I really do enjoy these Lego streams, and I'm glad that I'm once occasionally able to do physical Lego streams instead of just the virtual Lego streams that I was doing before the move. Those are fun too, though. There will still be a lot of those in the future as well. We need to find this clip one by one. And then one of these. These pieces are so tiny, my fat fingers are getting in the way and you can't really see them. Sorry about that. Not much I can do about it. I mean, I suppose I could cut some of the flesh off my fingers, but then they'll be damaged and I won't be able to grip the Legos to do them. So I guess that's not an option. So yeah, sorry about that. There is a pistol piece in this pile of parts. I'm just noticing that now. So even though he's not holding his signature gun, unless of course they're using it for clever parts usage and it's actually part of the car. I guess we'll find out in a few minutes, but... Alright, we have some more of these bullhorn clips, it looks like. In terms of movie cars, I know they have one or two from Fast and Furious in this line. I think there's a couple others, but I'm not sure what the other movie cars are. I wasn't paying too much detail. I mean, I wasn't paying too much attention to the details that ranking video gave to the cars. So I saw the cars because I'm all for looking at reviews of pretty Lego sets online. There's a two-pack that comes with two really pretty black, white, and orange cars that I'm thinking about getting. It's a two-pack, so it'll be slightly more expensive than the most of what the line does. Is this where we're putting the other license plate? Maybe? I know it says we're supposed to, not the panel, we want the bracket. There it is. And that's supposed to go onto here, like that. And it says to set this piece aside now so we can start on another piece. And looks like this part is mostly chrome. We need this long chrome piece here. And the quarter tiles, which are hard to grip, like this. So it looks like this one actually extends out one stud. They don't make pieces that are 9 studs long, so I guess that's why. We're building a big wall of chrome right now, it looks like. or actually not a wall, but that's going to make the front bumper. Did I center that? I hope I centered that. Yeah, it looks good. And so here's where we apply the other license plate sticker. And so I will match the one that we've already placed, which is the LU6789. If it was me making the instructions, I would have made note of the interchangeable license plate numbers before the model started, really. But barring that, I would have mentioned, I would have put on the sticker before you add that piece, but whatever. And this section, you can see those two black studs we have sticking out of the front there. This, the bars sticking out of the back of this section will plug into those like this. And this whole section will slide in to the car. And I know I'm a little off camera right now. I want to make sure that looks like it's lined up. Is there supposed to be this gap? I can't tell from the picture. I guess we'll find out if I have it pushed in all the way shortly when I add more stuff. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, I see what's going on here. We're now shaping up the front corners of the car. There's a plate with a little ding on the side. Yeah, there's a little tiny print. There. On the side of that narrow plate, there's a very tiny print. I'm not sure quite yet what it is, but we will find out in a moment. Oh, I know what it is. It's a light. That little tiny print is a light, because you also have these printed curved pieces with the lights on. Like this. And this will clip into this side over the bumper like that. We do still have some gapping, but that's going to be covered by the wheel. And then we just build another one of those sections for this side. Gotta find the other printed one by one. Now, side printing on plates is rare because it's such a narrow surface. Found it. And then we need to find our slope bits. And the other slope bit is here. And this will plug in here, shape this corner of the front of the car. And that's what we've got so far in the front. Car's definitely taking shape now. And now it looks like we're working. If I had to guess, we're working on the hood right now. It makes logical sense considering this piece is starting with a clip piece, and it's the only part of the it's the only part of the bottom of the car, the front and the hood, that we haven't really assembled yet. In fact, I think after stream, while I wait for my video to download, I'm going to go on Bricklink, look at the Speed Champions catalog, and pick a couple cars to put on my wish list for next year. I'm not going to put the whole line on the wish list. There's just too many cars in this series. But I definitely want to add a few from that I saw in the video. Like I said, there's a really pretty 2-pack I want to get with 2 really pretty cars in it. Okay, how's this plug in? You'll notice there's a little bit of red in this step. Lego designers typically use bright colors in places where they're not going to be, for internal pieces that aren't going to be visible in the final model. By using bright colors, it allows them to increase the color palette of the set. And also, it helps people as they sometimes having the interior color different colorly than the exterior helps people with more accurate placement. Okay, so it says to slide this panel in like this under the other panel and not actually attach it. That's not actually physically attached, but it's slid into a spot that's precisely fitted, so that's not coming out anytime soon. Interesting. And it is a filler piece. And here we go. Here's a really unique piece. It's a plate, but with the middle cut out, and it's got side printing. So this is going to go on top of this, I think. No, we have to build it up first. We have to add this printed brick. So glad that's not another sticker. And then this whole unit. We just drop down on top of that other unit like that. So yeah, that little panel piece we slid in without physically attaching, it's just a filler piece. Probably so there's no gaps in the final model. So there's our front grille. And then we add this plate on like this. And you can see how our selection of parts is quickly dwindling. We're in the home stretch of this model now. About 12 pages of instructions left. Okay. And then we're sorry, was that off camera? Sorry. And you can see this front section is really starting to take shape now. All right, what's going on here? 1x1 tiles. silver. We want the gray here. Trying to see something. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, the next step is a sticker. So let me put the rest of these pieces in place, and then I'll go back and add the sticker piece. I want to do the sticker before I put it on. Where's my other wedge? There it is. So there's going to be another sticker piece right there where those two studs are. And that's a basic gray tile, not a silver one. And that's the number 5 sticker. Now, some of the race cars are loaded with stickers like all over the place. Not just car details, but like sponsors and numbers as well. So this one's actually pretty light on stickers. So we're going to put this piece on like this. As you can see, that's the little hood ornament for the car. Or hood logo, I should say. And this will clip over those clips here, like this. And then it angles into position like that. So there we have the front of the car. And now we just got to build the top of the car and put the wheels on. And this car feels pretty sturdy. It's got a bit of weight to it as well. We're going to the underside of the car now. I'm trying to figure out where exactly. Yeah, so we want to have the tail lights toward us. Here's the bracket. Round plate. I was going to start thinking about a stretching brake, but we're so close to the end of the model now. It's better. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this and then do a stretching brake. And we're going to come in, I think, just under the 2-hour mark for the stream. So, which means that when I do the 2-pack that I want to do, it's going to be probably a 3.5, 4-hour stream. But yeah, I want to do more research on this line for sure. This is a series I don't want to get all the cars from the series, like I said, but I want to get a bunch of them. And I just accidentally fat-fingered the seat inside, so let's fix that real quick. All right. The interior is nice. Take a look. And from this angle, you can see the light hitting it. And those studs are so you can put people in the seats, minifigures, I mean. So it's a nicely shaped interior as well. It's a little plain compared with luxury cars, but hey, considering that this line is mostly race cars, the insides are going to be plain. They're there for speed, not comfort. Alright, so we have a little binoculars piece and one of the gun pieces. So the gun actually makes up a car part. It's not being used as an actual gun here. But it looks like it did come with an extra gun, unless that's also part of the build as well. So We'll find out in a minute if I can actually give Bond one of his signature guns, but if I can't, that's okay too, because this is a car model, not a spy playset. So where's this supposed to attach onto? I'm not seeing it. Wow. I'm trying to figure out how this piece is supposed to attach, but I was looking at it from the wrong angle. Okay, so the gun goes into the clip like this. So the gun actually holds in a binocular piece. Let me show you. The gun back here, that's a binocular piece that's attached to a gun piece that makes up the exhaust pipe for the car. That's one example I would call of what I call clever piece usage. As I've said many times, I love clever piece usage. And now we're building the front windscreen. Those pieces. And that will attach into the front of the car like this. And we're building the top of the car now, so before we build the top, let me just take a quick look at the next couple steps. Yeah, the other gun piece is an extra. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in. He's a spy, so secret agent, sorry. So I can go ahead and put it in his other hand. And now he has both a wrench and a gun. And holding his two accessories, I'm going to stick him in. Before I put the window on, I'm going to stick him into the driver's seat. He might not be able to hold the gun, actually. I can't line his legs up correctly. Hold on. I don't know why he's not sitting in the seat. There we go. He's in his seat. I'm going to adjust his accessories a bit so he can put his hands in a more comfortable position. Okay, so we want to raise up his wrench a little bit. And his gun arm will raise it up as well. And then we'll put him in like that. And now we should be able to close the windows once we start adding everything in. He might not be able to keep the gun. We'll see. We'll see if I can make it fit. Tell you what we're going to do with him. He's driving. We're going to toss his gun and his accessories into. We're going to toss the gun and the wrench into the back seat. And now we should be able to pose him like he's driving. That window's getting in the way of him holding his accessories. But that's okay, because he shouldn't be holding accessories while he's focused on driving anyway. His hands should be on the wheel, right? Okay. I'm trying to get him to stay in the seat. I can't. My fingers are too fat to get in there. And I'm trying to line him up with the seat studs. I don't normally have this much trouble with seat studs. Okay. Let's try and line them up like that. Let's take off the side pieces so I can reach down in and secure them. All right, he should be good now. Let's put the window back on. Let's push his hands into a more natural position and then put the window back on. And we'll poke his hand into a more natural position because I can't get my finger in there. We're going to wait to put the two accessories in the back seat till we're ready to top off the car. Let's push his arm back down to a more natural position. Oh man, that's as far as it'll go with the window in the way. Okay. He doesn't want to sit in his seat. And the window's in the way of his one arm that's like ridiculously high. So let's just see what happens if I put that arm down. And will it let me? And then put the window up. Okay, he's in the seat as best as he will be. So let's proceed. And you can see him through the window, which is good for the display. And I just wasted 10 minutes on that, so there comes one time in every LEGO stream where I waste an undue amount of time on one little thing. And now I have this piece that's going to make up the back windscreen. It's got... No, these are meant to be the gray tiles, it looks like. And then we have this piece that's part plate, part tile. And then this will go over here like this. And you can see the top is only loosely connected. You can see it's only loosely connected by those two studs in the back there. That's so you can lift the top and put the driver in. So we're going to toss this on top like that. And it's not staying flat. There's nothing to hold it in place. So it's not staying flat like it should. It's not staying perfectly flat, but it's pretty good. So that's what the car looks like without the wheels. But this step is adding the wheels. So now that we know how the rest of the car plays out, we can put his gun and his wrench into the back like that. And now we're going to do the wheels. So it looks like we have the wheel, the tire, and then a chrome hubcap like that. And we just build 4 of these wheels. And we'll pop the wheels exactly where you think they'll go. Once we're done applying them. Usually when Lego does cars and other ground vehicles, the wheels are usually the last step. So we're about finished with stream now. So we're going to pop these on like there was a little bit of hair caught on the back of that wheel. And we're just going to pop them in like this. And his 2 accessories are rattling around in there. I'm not even seeing the gun right now. Hold on. No, it was there. It's just black on black, so. There we go. And this step is showing it came with extra license plate pieces, so you can make all the you can put the stickers on all of them and do interchangeable license plate depending on which movie you want to display him from. I'm going to do that off stream because it's not relevant to the current model. But you know what I'll do? It came with that nice little back seat, so I'm going to put all the license plate tiles back there with his wrench and gun. So here's the car. Here's the final build. There you can see him driving inside. All right. Let's leave it there. And you know what? We'll make it a convertible so you can see him a little bit easier. I'll take the back off, and now you can actually see him driving. And I'm going to look for an exit raid now. Who's actually still online? Ooh, McDoodle's on tonight. She's a good show. Marcus Robbins, he's a good show. Sarah Mahoney is just starting. She's a good show. We've got a couple choices. McDoodle's got 300 viewers right now. Our raid is not going to be noticed. Let's go with Marcus Robbins tonight. It's been a while since I went into his show. All right, we're raiding Marcus Robbins to enjoy some nice music. Here's one more look at the Aston Martin. And with the top down, or I mean with the top up. And let us exit. Have a good night. Good night.
not sure if it's going to be tomorrow or Sunday night. I'm leaning more towards Sunday night. And Uncle Evie, how are you? Appreciate the raid. So potentially a stream tomorrow or the 24th. That's what I'm thinking.